Hey, what's going on, y'all? Happy Monday. It's time for some No Noise. I hope y'all had a great weekend. It's Z-Rex. It's, what time is it? I don't know, something time. Just past 11 in the a.m. Let's get it in with some price action. Had a little dumpy fest over the weekend. Oh my God, it's going to zero. Bitcoin's broken. How could this ever happen? They told me number only go up. What is this? It's hilarious. People are freaking out so much. You know, it's like it goes up for pretty much a year and a half, almost straight. And definitely just from here, this point, October to here. So 182 days, almost every week closes up. And then you get 1 week closing down 5% and people lose their damn shirts. Pretty hilarious. Anyway, let's get it in. Talk about what's going on, where price is going, because we know exactly the dollar amount it's going to be at after the halving, because that's just how TA works. You know, you can just predict the future. All jokes aside, let's jump right into it. Let's go to the daily, because I want to see this total market cap chart. Look at that. We got held up right by that Wednesday tweezer candle. Important little area right there. So that's nice to see. But we are below this little swing low. So now we were talking about last video on Friday that we're just in consolidation mode. Nothing really exciting going on at all. And now we just have like further confirmation over the weekend that we are in fact in consolidation mode, as we lost this little local kind of low here of making this higher highs, and these what is this, 2 3 4 stabs, and now we're just back even to this one. So super consolidation mode. The bigger concern I have for the long term, which I mentioned last week on Wednesday's video, was that we had this candle engulfing, which is kind of a little bit of a clue that we could get some downside pressure, and also rallying right up to the underbelly of this trend line. Yet, I know I hate this term really, and generally it does bite you in the ass, but we have 4 data points now pointing to this time is different. I know, famous last words. It's a lot of foot and mouth there. But we do have data supporting this. All-time highs. We're breaking this trend line, which if we go back, let's see. Let's move some of this crap out the way. If we go back here, look, all these trend lines are almost the same. These blue lines, they have the exact same angle. They're just copy and pasted from each of the rallies, which is kind of crazy that it's that simple. I'm putting up air quotes here. Of course, it's not really that simple, but you can see every single time it was respected here. And it never breached until that was pretty much the end of the rally, except for this time. I guess we did have that fake out, right? Where we did make a very small little kind of double top, and this was a big bull trap, though. Huge bull trap. So, you know, maybe is it going to fall into this kind of category? I don't know, but when Bitcoin dumps 50% from its all-time highs, that's usually the end of the rally for that bull cycle. And you could pretty much even count this when this happened, even though it did make incremental new high by like $5,000 or something. Lots of divergence and other factors, and pi cycle had already hit, blah, blah, blah. But so now we're breaking, we have officially breached this trend line. We got a weekly open and closed below it, but we're not going to hang our hat just on a little speed line. No. Structure is more important. That trumps everything. And also with the 21 EMA, I put a lot of weight on that for on the weekly specifically for that time frame on Bitcoin. It's a very kind of almost a cheat code-esque way of looking at the chart for sure. Let's zoom into the daily again, and with the oscillators, if I can get them open. There we go. Yeah, we do officially have the bears in power mode, although they only made it in there for a day and are getting rejected already. So that's kind of interesting. I think best case scenario is we just keep going sideways and chop in this $60,000 handle through even the halving. So that's pretty in line with the behaviors of the last halving cycle, which we talked about, or all the halving cycles actually, which we talked about on Friday, where a lot of times they go sideways 3 to 6 months before having continuation. And so if we just took the shorter end of that stick and looked at about 3 months, I mean, we're all the way in the beginning of June, end of May for that. So, you know, I think ping ponging that long sideways would actually be way more bullish than just rallying super hard. But market doesn't give a shit what we think. So let's just see what it prints up, having on Friday, I believe. Is that what they're saying? Friday? Let's see. Is it still on that target? Will likely occur in April. Well, yeah, no shit. Thank you. 4 days. Yes, it is still 4. It's funny, on most sites it's been showing the 19th, but a lot of people feel like they tweaked their, I don't know how they're like the math or whatever. The math, man. They tweaked it so it would show 420, which is kind of funny. Whatever. Of course, the market would do that. Let's see. Where's another one? We can't get a... let's see what everybody else is saying. Watcher Guru. Whale Watcher Guru. What they talking about? Pretty sure everything is on the 19th. 4 days, 8 hours. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So Friday looks like that is going to be the day. So that'll be fun. We have a nice week to look forward to here. Yay. Get that crap out the way. Anyway, let's jump back over to total market cap because I do. All right. This is a little bit more concerning for bullish continuation in Cryptolandia. Breaching this level, getting back under that 235-ish area. Let's go to the weekly real quick. Yeah, a lot of support pretty much in the 220 handle. You can see as we dipped yesterday, got bid up pretty good. So nice reaction so far from the bulls off the pressure from the weekend. Still above the 21. Structure looks all right. We didn't take out this body right here, so it's all right. It looks a little bit more hairy on the daily, that's for sure, as we're building candles below the 55 EMA. So that's a little bit concerning for shorter term Momo, but weeklies are still very much in bullish structure. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. You know what sucks too, man? Let me jump over back to Bitcoin. Last week we talked about we finally had our first open and close candle above 69K, although it was a weak ass one. It was kind of a bitch mode candle. You can see right here, this is technically a red down candle, and I just have a special little algo for my colors on here. But if you look up here on the open, high, low, close and percent down, you can see it actually was down 2.7%, and not super sexy for being up here for already a month and not breaching, you know, any significant new high from 69K. And so, yeah, we had one open and close above that, and then it got rejected immediately. So that kind of sucks, too. I was looking for at least the bulls to kind of lollygag at least close to 69. But Bear said, nah, we a little stronger than you think up here, and this resistance is serious. Which, to be fair, all-time high resistance should be very serious. Or I guess previous all-time high resistance, a la 69K. Should be. All right, so if we go back over to Bitcoin Mama Bear Daily, we are riding the 55, so that's a little bit better. Really don't want to see those candles starting to build below 64,000 even, which is what we talked about last week, which you can see the bodies are pretty much closing right on that. So getting some nice confirmation that that level is very important. If we do start building low time frame candles, probably even to like a 4 hour or so, below 64, we're probably going to go a little deeper to like mid 50s. And then we'll really have to reassess long-term charts depending on how long they stay down there. Is that too many longs? I don't know. Whatever. Other than that, though, really just consolidation fest 3000. I'm real curious what's going to be happening around the halving. This should be a doozy of a week, if you will. All right, let's go to futures, see if we got confluence between everything. Yeah, we do. And, you know, today I was thinking about going and looking at the option chain. I'm actually going to open this up before I forget. I was thinking about selling some puts on on Bitcoin, and because the vol is really high right now. Let's go look at that actually. Bitcoin, what is it called? Devol, I think, is the good one for Deribit. If my memory serves me correctly, yes, it does. So yeah, volatility is still very elevated. You can see we're around 68 or so, and so that's a lot higher than it has been a while. And if you look at other charts too, which is actually, on that note, TradingView actually just added some options charts on here, which is pretty sweet. All right, yeah, we get it. Thank you. We'll log into that later. They did just add option charts and a full legit market profile tab, which they're actually calling something. They're calling it time price opportunity. That is old school market profile stuff. Very, very cool. I'm glad to see that on here. I really want them to have tick charts though. Can we get tick charts, please, TradingView? And can you also bring streaming back? That was so much better, man. YouTube sucks. It's too loud. I mean, it's fine and all that, but it's just super loud and so many people on it. It's like, damn. You get lost in the sauce, you know. Anyway, let's go back over to Mama Bear Futures. Not near as nasty of a looking chart, and we haven't breached this trend line. We're attempting to breach it today, but we still got about 4.5 hours left. And look how it's holding up structure. Much better than spot price. That's interesting. And we haven't even confirmed a weekly open and close breaching this trend line. So that's kind of interesting as well. Huh. All right. And something that I just now noticed that I feel dumb that I did not notice this is that we didn't get a open and close weekly. Wow, I should have definitely caught this. We did not get an open and close weekly in that first week of April for Confluence on spot price. We only had that little weak bitch mode one back in mid-March, where 6966, triple sixes, where we had that little doji. So I did not notice that. Damn, I definitely should have seen that, because not having confluence with the major tradables, a la spot and GBDC, all together is usually a little bit concerning. Huh? Okay. Well, I'm gonna make a mental note for that to not suck at life there. No, just kidding. And the equivalent of Grayscale is probably about 60-ish, and so we didn't do that either on Grayscale, which I actually put more weight on. Grayscale, I don't know what it is. I don't like Digital Currency Group or any of the guys that really run all this crap, but it didn't get faked out on the 69,000 bull trap. Right? Didn't even come close. I mean, it came kind of close, but it was still a little bit off, you know, about $5, 10% or so. So that's an interesting clue that we also got here, that 2 out of 3 of the major tradables and ways to access crypto, we're saying that we didn't even get close to open and close above that range. So that's kind of interesting. My bad. I should have definitely not have missed that. Let's go to the daily. GBDC is also holding its level here. So this gives me a little bit more confidence in selling some puts here. I actually am liking that trade more than I'm seeing this. Interesting. And lots of battling up here in the power zone. This is very rare. You don't see this too often on tradables, being above 26, both bears and doubles, just trying to duke it out. Who will win the halving battle? I guess tune in Friday. I don't know what time it is. Maybe I'll try to make it like the stream around the halving. I'll look that up later. ETH, man. So ETH looks pretty bad on the daily. There's no really cutting this one up on the daily. Of course, all high time frames are still bullish. It takes a while for the dailies, right? Low time frames to catch up and all that crap. But kind of nasty, man. You know, we get that swipe over here on Friday, both EMAs and the horizontal and the trend line. Whenever you see this, like we talked about last week, when you see one candle take out lots of indicators, it's not good. And we got follow through on that. And now we're literally building below the tweezers around March 20th, below the trend line and below 3,300. So, kind of sucks. It's not. It doesn't look sexy, but we are just kind of trapped in this range now of 33 and 27. And we don't want to lollygag down there too long. The weekly still looks, liquidation break-esque. I mean, this is very fine and healthy. Tapping the 21 weekly. Nothing too wrong with that. Love that it took out some of these highs over here. Still off its all-time high of about 49, just shy of 4,900. Almost at 49,000. Holy moly. But weeklies, charts, obviously are all still intact. But some of this daily, though, it's a little weak sauce, man. Really would like to see bulls get back over 3,300 this week. That would be kind of nasty if we built this whole week below, especially even 32. That would be even extra nastier. And one thing I did miss as well last week, because I don't drop below the daily time frame very often, which I need to make a point to probably do it, because look what we got over here on the 458. Look at this. Look at this candle right here. The magenta candle of death. This is off of the algo that I got on these candles that painted. If y'all watch the channel a lot, these magenta candles are no joke. They are no joke. I got some new coffee at this market. Sorry, my ADD kicked in real quick because I took a sip. It is so good. They even do whiskey barrel coffee. Ooh, boy, of course, down in Texas we do that. We got to put whiskey in everything. Anyway, missed this. That would have sucked. I would have did a little different. That sucked. I would have had a little bit different tune on this because I put a lot of weight on these magenta candles. If y'all watch the stream long term, y'all know what's up. Once these print like this and price does not get above that, that's it for until price is above that. That is a very good marker for continuation. And these happen at the tops. These do not print on the bottom ends of range. It's always at the tops. So they are topping indicators. And until you regain the top of that body, which in this case would have been 3650, you can have bearish pressure for sure, which we most definitely did get that follow through on to the tune of about 20%. Oh God, it's ruined. Crypto's over. No one complains though when it's up like 20% every other month for a while. Only when it's down 20%. Because you know why? Because most people bought up here. They didn't buy down here. Almost no one bought down here. Almost everyone bought up here. It's funny how that works, isn't it? So many friends are like, okay, I'm getting in crypto now. And this was like a few weeks ago. And I'm like, dude, I don't know shit, whatever. But the chart was telling you that structure was building up many moons ago. Like most of all of last year. Why the hell did you not put any money in until up here? It's FOMO and psychology is a funny thing in markets, man. Anyway, moving on. Futures are still above their horizontal at about 30. Whoa, I'm sorry. 3,000. I guess I could have saved that at 3,000. So not too shabby. Yeah, I mean, it's breaching. It's still kind of looking a little bad on the daily, but bears don't really have momentum off the DMI. And again, we're still above on the weekly. Like this just looks like liquidation break to me off the weekly chart. So ain't really got any problems. I forgot that the futures line is actually more at 3K than 3,300. So interesting. So nice that it's kind of weekly high. Again, this is the MO. Weekly time frames look good still. They just look like liquidation breaks and pullbacks for the most part. Yeah, some of the shit coins and meme coins got slapped real hard. But of course, they go up hundreds of percent and crash 40%. I mean, whatever. But anyway, high time frames still look good. We just don't want to see this week and, maybe next week start building price action in the chart below some critical areas. That's what we're looking for bulls not to do right now. Smacketh. Big dump fest on Litecoin. Look where it got caught, though. Right on the EMAs, right on structure. The only bad part about this chart is that bulls couldn't even they didn't even get a wick above the previous high. So that does kind of suck off the weekly. That's a little bit concerning and kind of tells me that this shit wants to probably go sideways for longer than we would like to admit or want to deal with. Because remember, going sideways is the same as dumping really hard. You know, consolidation gets so boring and that it can have the same effect as a Dump Fest 3000. Let's go to the 458, see if we got any clues in here. Ah, we did. Look, another one. Here's another example of the magenta candle of doom. April Fools. Look at that. April Fools pump. It was all a joke. All on April Fools. Look at that. Sold off ever since then. I mean, y'all know I love the 458 time frame. If you don't have custom time frames, you can use an 8 hour. It's very similar. But yeah, the 458, man. Good stuff. Oh, here's an example. Okay, I'm glad this popped up here. Here's an example of, oh crap, we got to watch out. But once price gets back above these, especially when they do it in this fashion, you usually get continuation very quickly after that. So here's an example of it getting negated. So, of course, because nothing's 100% in trading except that you will take losses. But anyway, that's a good example for both sides. So, oh crap, watch out until price is back above that. Kind of have to be a little bit cautious, you know, maybe warrant some call selling or short some futures or however you like to hedge or just go to cash, whatever. There's so many different ways to skin that cat. So anyway, just wanted to kind of show that, of course, nothing always calls tops like that. But you do usually want to see this quick reaction after you do see it and get priced back above it. Anyway, back over to Charlie. Charlie's barely holding on to support here in the mid-70s. Oh, look, we're back in the mid-70s. Oh, shit, it's not like we haven't been here for freaking, oh, yeah, all the way back to December of 2022. That's right. Yeah, think about that for a second. Sideways on Charlie for pretty much 2 years now. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Yeah, it really needs to clear that 110 level on the upside. Bears are not playing up there. Dude, does that say XRP 49 cents? Holy crap. Oh, we got to go look at that. I didn't see that. Wow, Ethereum Classic, nasty. But look where it got caught. Trend line. Long-term moving average. Horizontal. There's a theme here. Huh. It's like they all trade together, kind of. Right on the 21. Right off structure. These still look like liquidation breaks. One candle does not make a trend. Don't forget that. So, liquidation breaks. Now, we'd like to see the bulls just at least stabilize here and try to work their way back up to the top of these ranges. You know, maybe 32, 34, something like that. XRP, man, let's see. Oh, look at this. It actually respected the triangle. It did break at about probably the 90% level. Usually it's 70. We didn't get that crazy sideways through the triangle shit. Nasty selling here on Friday's candle. Then just brutal dump fest. Saturday was mean to everybody. Look at that, 22% down. Man, and you know what? 48 is the major support level on XRP right now. Could you say that this is still kind of liquidation break? Yeah, a little bit, but we are making now lower highs and kind of even lows, so that's more akin of a descending triangle. Now, we did barely hold up here and didn't make a lower low off of this structure, but man, it's getting real testy. That's for sure. Anything building below 48 is actually uber bearish on Ripple Me Nipples. And look at that. You can actually see we've got confirmation of that already on Saturday and Sunday's open and close on these bodies sitting right at 48 pennies. So 48 pennies has been a level on Ripple Me Nipples for a long time. For many, many moons, that has been a very important zone. If you look at my horizontal that I've got here on my crosshair, you can kind of go back and look where all those taps are around 48 cents. You know, you got here and this little cluster here, here. I mean, it is a very important level. And that even goes all the way back over to here, too. And this big run in 2018, it got caught at 48 cents. So, 48 cents, very important. Off of that note, is that a buy? Some people are probably like, is this a buying opportunity? I would consider it so, yes. It's just one couple days. That's good English. One couple days selling off here and not a huge deal. until it creeps up into the weekly. But right now, you could argue that this buying to like 48, maybe even like 46, if you want to get a little bit, kind of give yourself a little bit of room. Not too bad of a trade, because if this thing pumps back up, I mean, you're at almost 20% gain. That's a good pretty much 3 to 5 to 1, kind of depending on your risk, how you set it up exactly. So definitely something potentially there. Wow, Stellar Lumens, ouch. 30% dump fest. It did have a similar behavior, though, getting caught right at that 10-cent level. Let's go to the weekly. Yeah, look, we can see that same behavior kind of right here. That 10-cent handle has been real good support. And so I know it looks nasty, but y'all, we're still ranging. It's still in the range. So that's why I said earlier, we can't have the daily start building too much structure below some of these levels. Then it could creep up into the weekly, and then we have a different tune to sing. But right now, it's just ranging. That's it. Nasty tail on here, though, so very important that bulls stay above 10-cent handle. We start getting into the single digits, this thing could easily dump all the way to 8 cents, and then y'all already know, below that, it is F it mode. Let's see here. Tron, look at Tron, sniffing out all of the hype. Tron has been... I don't know what it is with Tron, but it has started rallying before everything else. It peaked before everything else, and it lost momentum before everything else. Justin Sun is, I guess, the oracle of crypto right now and direction. And so, which was funny, we were kind of making jokes about that a couple weeks ago in the middle, or I guess about a month ago now. About like, man, why is Tron dead now? Like, what's going on? Is it signaling something? And apparently it was signaling some weakness, because here we are. But again, look where we're at. Ranging right in the middle of this big target box, right above all this business at about 11 cents. So as long as we're above 11 cents, it does look pretty damn good. And again, on the same vein of XRP, are these buying opportunities? I would consider them to be, yes, absolutely. It's a lot better than it was a few weeks ago, or last week even. So, you know, when you're already up at these highs, it's not like you're going to be able to get these entries really low like a lot of people, like my buddy said this, like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago or a month ago. He's like, oh, yeah, you know, Bitcoin's just coming down. He's like, I'm waiting so I can buy it at like 40-something thousand. And I'm like, what, dude? Like, no. Like, we're already past that level. Like, if it starts getting way down there and building down there, I mean, we have a whole different ball game to talk about then. It's like, you already missed that boat, dude. Now you have to adjust. But, you know, that was more FOMO stuff. Probably wanted that lower because he saw it just banana to the upside. Banana to the upside? Is that a new term? I don't know. It sounded kind of dumb. Moving on. Dot. Oh, ouch. To the other side of range. But look where it's getting caught. Same shit. It's like there's a confluence in crypto and they trade similar. How weird. The biggest concern I'd say is that, the low on this is 666. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Don't touch it. The biggest concern I'd say about these charts is that the bears were able to get some pretty deep tails on those weekly candles. And so that's the only thing that we need to carry forward and be a little bit cautious about, is if the bulls don't reject this fairly soon, probably within halving time or early next week. You know, we might have to really keep an eye out on the price action on here. Not like we wouldn't anyway, but we don't like to see tails too far deep, especially deep tails, and then consolidation on the lows of the bodies. That's not a good look. We don't have that yet. We still need time to go by to assess that, but just kind of what we're looking for on the downside for continuation if we did see that. Charles Hodgkinson's is, what is he doing? Oof, nasty weekly though. See, this one's actually nastier than some of the other ones just because taking out these EMAs, taking out all this structure from January. Your best saving grace is kind of this consolidation at low 40s. Let's go to the daily. Man, we're even below the 200. Not many of the coins are below the 200, so a little weak sauce there, a little more risky on ADA. Man, pretty nasty. Already lost 50% from its highs. Woo! Wee doggy. Ouch. Yeah, I really want to see this one get back over like 48 cents. Otherwise, I think that one's a little more risky than the others. Link, Marines, dribbled out, turned into distribution. Nasty. Dump fest, though. Man, Bears got all the Momo right now, too, on the daily. And we are below the 21. I'm sorry, the 200. And we're barely holding on to this bottom end of range in the 13 handle. You can see some rejections happening, too, today already by attempted pumps from the Bulls this morning. Yeah, man, sub 1420 is a little hairy. Again, same MO. We don't want to have consolidation on these lows here and acceptance of price after these sell-offs. We want to see the Bulls kind of say, suck it, and rally at least, halfway up, 50, 60% up of the dumps that we had over the weekend. Yeah, we don't want price acceptance on the lows because that's how we start getting worse candles creeping up into the higher time frames. Woo! Nasty EOS. Dan, what are you doing? Oh, look, it's right back to the other range. Yay. Nasty, man. But hey, same MO, man. It's like we're looking at the same chart. Like 89% of these charts look the same. Damn, yeah, above 75, mid 70s, it's okay. Again, same shit. Let's not consolidate too long on these lows. BCH, this one actually looks pretty good. It's had a very nice looking chart for a while now. Another couple weeks up here, y'all. Actually, probably this week, we could get this chrono cross happening. And if you go even to the daily, this isn't even that bad. Test and structure here, hanging out on the 55 EMA. I mean, this is pretty classic liquidation break right here. Building candles below like 450, that would be a little bit different of a story. But, I mean, this sine wave, this is actually pretty healthy. And likely providing a buying opportunity here, which is at about 10% risk for, maybe 2 to 5 to 1, depending if you're taking it all the way up to this target just shy of $800. But, yeah, pretty nice there. BSV, what's it doing? Oh, God. Below some of its ranges. Hold on, let's go to the weekly. Yeah, but still kind of the same thing, consolidating. Mostly higher highs, higher lows. Getting a little bit testy right now, right at the even level on the weekly. It does look worse on the daily. See if this, again, see if we can get back above the 76. We don't want a price acceptance down on these lows, guys. That would not be good. I'm imagining coming up into the halving, we're going to get a little bit of hype as people get excited. So I'm not expecting this week for bulls to just go full-on crazy mode and rally up to new local highs and all that. But I would be kind of surprised if we did not get a little bit of relief rally off of the weekend selling. Maybe it was like the scare sell-off before the halving to pump it to the moon to $8 trillion Bitcoin. What didn't Tim Draper literally say some crap like that? He's like, oh, it's going to 5 trillion. You're like, bruh, really? 5 trillion? Like, dude, stop. Just stop. Like, what the hell? He needs to go hang out with Craig more. Anyway. Oh, poor Monero, man. Poor Monero. Nice candle close yesterday on Sunday, though. Getting caught by the 20 tweezers over here from February. So not too shabby. Man, line in the sand on this is 1 teens. The 100 teen handle. Do not build below that, or it's going to be probably more doom for Monero. Pretty brutal, man. Monero, Allah, a.k.a. stablecoin. Oof, gross. Man, the privacy coins are just junk, dude. Look at this, nasty rejection on that Tuesday candle. Not sexy above 29. Below it, and now massive dump fest. Dude, this was brutal. It went all the way to 17, 18 bucks. Holy shit. What? That's crazy. Wow, Zcash looks like Z-trash, dude. Man, this one's tough. This is pretty brutal. I mean, you could argue maybe there's real good support at like 20. from this little kind of H pattern, which played out very nicely. But, man, very risky, though, until it gets back above 24 bucks. Ouch. Damn, privacy coins. Woof, Dash, look at this. Dude, more trash. No one cares about privacy. Sad, isn't it? But it makes sense because no one cares about privacy in the software world either, or any of the tech world. Like, they gladly give up privacy for convenience on apps and shit, so it does make sense. Man, we're back over here. Box, purple box got all the way swiped with one. It did rally pretty good outside of the box, so maybe you could argue above about 27 handle. It looks okay and could potentially be a entry here. But man, anything below like 27 flat is just meh, boring as hell. Doge, no, you're never supposed to sell off, Doji. What is wrong? Oh well, it does happen. Looks good still above 1420. You already know that level. Confirmation already on both Saturday and Sunday. Little breach, but look where it didn't breach below. The tweezer tops, or tweezer bottoms, I'm sorry, from March 20. Nice. Got back above 14 handle. Horizontal, also nice. So this one's reacting a little bit better, and it's still hanging out above the tweezers. This one, to me, is definitely ripe for re-entry. And you can pretty much, if I was entering this right now, I'd at least give myself to the bottom of this candle. But if you're real tight, conservative, you know, you could do like 10% risk right here. And I mean, that's a pretty damn solid entry considering we're about 30% off the highs. So not too shabby. And if we go to the weekly again, yeah, I didn't even take down the 21 off of the tail on the candle. And again, this week, if we close this week above like 15 cents, we probably will get this ratchet up, and we will likely have Chrono Cross on Sunday if we do stay above these levels. STX, little dump fest, but hey, look, it's actually holding up its structure. How funny is that? Sub 230 though, yeah, then that opens up the doors to like $1.50 to $2. Pretty decent candle yesterday, but man, this is looking a little wild on the daily. Weekly looks fine above that 230. Man, 230, real serious. Weekly and daily confluence there. So above 230, it's okay. TrueFi. Ooh, nice rally. Wow. TrueFi, dude. Holy crap, up 40% yesterday. But look, already meeting that resistance in the 12 handle. I like this, though. Look, did make a higher high on the weekly. And look where it's getting caught. The body closed above this swing high of this local high at about 12 cents. That's actually pretty damn sexy. Hasn't been around long enough for the 200 to populate. So let's go to the daily. Yeah, man, if this just keeps building up here, like just shy of the teens, very nice. And definitely starts building above 13. I would look for this to have follow through and probably take out, that 18-cent handle. Very nice. Oh, what the hell, XRDZ. Still above the 21 in structure, so it's not terrible. Building anything below 5.5 pennies would be pretty shitty. VeChain. Wow, look, VeChain. What? Look at this. Dang, VeChain ain't playing. Damn, that's nice. It barely even sold off. Interesting. Well, let's give VeChain a round of applause here. Printed a doji on the weekly when almost everything is down on the lower end of ranges. Very nice, VeChain. Is VeChain trying to signal something to us? Is Dana White going to mention something about how he's going to throw everybody some kind of NFTs for UFC fights or some shit? I don't know, but this is pretty interesting. This is a mega flag right here. And if we take a measured move off of this little flag, why is this purple? I don't draw in purple. What the heck? What the heck, dude? No, I'd like to draw in this bright pink because it's just easy to see. Measured move off of this breakout. If we started getting like 2 or 3 open and closed dailies above like 5 cents, we could be looking for, oh, perfect. Look where it lines up. About 8.5 pennies. Very interesting chart on VeChain. Huh. Impressive. Oh, God. Not impressive on Atom. Jesus Christ. Well, look. Hey, it's ranging still. Yay. Brutal, dude. That means Osmos is going to be just as beat up. Man, that's pretty nasty. It's already below all the support levels. Cosmos actually looks kind of shitty below $9. This is the first one I will say that on. Besides, sorry, I guess the second-ish one. The privacy coins look like shit, but wow. This actually looks pretty bad below 9.50. Ouch. Yeah, ouch. There ain't no way to slice that, man. That's pretty brutal. So Osmos, same thing, yeah. After it lost that 120 level, it said, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Not quite as deep as Cosmos. Has a little bit of support here at around 80s. The 80-cent handle. Yeah, about like mid-80s specifically. So, yeah, as long as it's above this little swing low at 85 cents, it's okay. But, man, brutal. Brutal. Especially for Atom. I did not expect to see that. All right, Ton. Ton, though, is telling everyone to suck balls. This is actually a beautiful reaction. This and VeChain is definitely the most sexy reactions. Yesterday engulfed Saturdays. Beautiful. I mean, back above 730, this thing looks great. Wow, yeah, Ton coin, man. Telegram coming down, up in its upper range, 550, 750 pretty much. And this above its trend line, relative strength, hardcore, and Ton and VeChain. Take note of that, because if Mama Bear starts breaking back out, these two will likely moonshot pretty hard. And what is the target on Ton after this? The underbelly of this trend line, which is about $12 right now. Interesting move there by Ton and VeChain. All right. Oh, Polly. Fuck balls, dude. Ugh. In the gut. Oof, that's actually kind of nasty. Oh, look. It's ranging back in the stupid range it's been in since the summer of 22. Just lovely. It does kind of suck, to be fair. It is below all the EMAs in this structure, breach structure. Now, is this a bump and run, though? Like a deep retrace bump and run? Yeah, you actually could call it that for sure. So, interesting. Looks nasty. Real good support at about 70 cents flat, roughly. So, this could be setting up for the launch from the bump and run pattern. Interesting. All right, so let me kind of claw back how nasty it looked there. When you zoom out and look, when in doubt, zoom out. And go to higher time frames. Interesting. This thing starts building back above 85 cents. This would look real good for at least a stab of 124 and probably beyond. With next stop at about 160. Interesting. Spot for Matic to hang out. All right, traditional normie markets. Oh, what? We lost 52.50 and are selling off, and we tried to get back over it 6, 7, 8 times or something. Nasty. Well, you know, that's the line for the Bulls, 52.50, and now we're getting a little testy here. Let's go to the weekly. Yeah, I mean, we're open trap door to about 5K flat, so, yeah, needs to get back over 52.50. It's going to be easy for majors. Needs to get back over 18.3. What are you doing? What are you doing over here? This is a really weird reading on DMI right here. You do not see this very often. I'm a little perplexed by this price movement here. I have watched DMI for a long time, and I maybe less than 10 times probably can I even recall something like this where it's just both straight down, like nobody has momentum, which, I mean, actually is kind of shown in the chart while it goes sideways as hell, but pretty funny how they're both just falling at the same time, and you can also see that on RSI just super flat, right on the 50 marker. So, interesting spot. Line in the sand at 18K, sub 18 probably goes another 1,000 points down for a little test. You know, maybe a little support at 17.5, but most likely it gets down and dirty at the lower end of 17K range. Let's go to the Dow. Oof. The Dow's the one that's been kind of nasty for a while, signaling something ain't right. But look where we're at, right on the 21, some structure. Maybe this is a good buy zone. Yeah, we're over here on this structure too. A little bit of support at like 38,000. So potential area there to bounce off of. Man, the bulls just methodically got just removed from the market. Look at this. Another weird, super straight line. You generally don't get them just so nice and clean, straight like that. Especially from up here, so fast all the way down to the weak zone. Interesting. A little bit of support at 38K. Below that, I mean, you already know 36 is the level there. Russell, oh, poor Russell. Look, it gave us that false breakout. Man, we were talking about that, about how it did it up here last week or the week before, and to kind of watch out for that if we don't get follow through on Russell, that it could signal that there's some underlying weakness, because this is more akin to the actual economy than the other indexes. And so we kind of ended up getting that so far here, which is interesting with this engulfing candle follow through to the downside. Now we're back to where we originally drew this little target area at 1980s, just shy of 2K. Getting back below this trend line. I mean, here we are, 1986, 1985, or actually, let's say 1984. Major support there. We start building below that. I mean, 1900s in the cards, and then we start really damaging this structure if we start hanging out below the mid-1980s. So be on the lookout for that. And that's off the backs of inflation stuff and everyone freaking out, whatever. Oh, they're shooting missiles in the Middle East? How crazy. Like, isn't that like every freaking other weekend over there? I mean, come on. And they ran that headline all weekend, even though it happened on like Friday or Thursday. It was just pump it, fear, fear, fear. It's so stupid. That's why we don't like to really pay attention to news or even talk about it. Very rarely on the channel. Anyway, look where we are here. Dow Jones. The trannies are still holding on, though. Interesting. Okay, that's good. That's a good sign. VIX backing off pretty hard. Back to 17. VVIX is still floating right at 100, though. So you already know that's the kind of pivot point of watch the F out. And so we are kind of just hovering there. It did dip earlier this morning, but kind of getting back up over 100, just barely by a C hair or so. Kind of interesting watching this hardcore. I want to see this retreat. And that would actually help crypto too if you're a super crypto bull. You don't want to see markets selling off. Despite everyone's belief and hopium that Bitcoin is a hedge against the market, like long term, that is true, and it has, kept up with inflation better than gold and most everything else. But shorter term, I mean, it pretty much rides with whatever NASDAQ is doing. It has high correlation to NASDAQ and almost always does. I'd say over 80% of the time it has a 0.7 or higher correlation coefficient to NASDAQ. So despite what people think of it being a hedge, not quite. It just kind of depends how you define it too. Little nuances there. Wow, look at this. Still looks very bullish. VIX still looks uber bullish, y'all. Yee, kind of scary, isn't it? Scary. VIX pump time to 20? I mean, if there's any escalation in, whatever the hell is happening, I mean, I guess maybe that happens. I don't know. I don't really follow any of that crap. I just like to watch the charts. And I know VVIX means when it's up around 100 that people is nervous. That's what I do know. Regardless of the reason. This is very bullish above 16 and a half. Oil. Look at this retrace. I kind of want to buy some oil now. I think this is a kind of a good spot as it rides this trend line. I mean, what is this? Only a couple dollars away. $1.20 away from the trend line. About $1 away from the 21. Let's go to the 3 hour. Yeah, so and like kind of just retesting this area, the breakout zone of 83 bucks, which we know is a very critical zone for the Earl. Interesting though, kind of just flagging. You know, this is actually another chart you can watch along with volatility. That if it keeps rallying up here, generally that's not going to help us. All for inflation and also rate cuts, which if we get inflation higher and higher, they ain't cutting rates. I actually don't think they're going to cut until at least next year. Outside of any major crash happening, like if equities dumped 20 to 40% from where they are now, that would probably get them to cut some rates. But outside of that happening or unemployment going way higher, shit, it ain't going down, man. Nat gas, oh, poor nat gas. It's just consolidating here. Line in the sand, 160. Really needs to get over $2. TNX though, look at this, y'all. Oh, snap. Oh, but they're gonna cut rates. Oh yeah. The bond market tells you nuh-uh. Says nope. I wish I had my soundboard up so I could hit the nope button. I need to remember to do that. I always forget to put my soundboard up. Yeah, it ain't happening, man. Look at it. I mean, look, right here. Here you go. You already know we've been watching this chart like a hawk. 420 was the... give me one sec. All right, 420 was the kind of the intermediate line in the sand with ultimate like low 430s. We built that chart right above 430 and we're rallying hard with this pump on Thursday. I'm sorry, on Wednesday. And now we're in this range, 450 to 470s. I mean, this is screaming no hikes. Or I'm sorry, no cuts. Probably more hikes. Pretty gnarly, man. And don't forget, banks have lots of cash on hand, too. So what would they like? Higher rates. I don't know. Just some food for thought. Oh, Dixie also rallying. Ooh, look at that, man. This bitch looks like it's trying to go for at least right here at 107. And potentially the next major line in the sand is 108 half. Brutal. What's gold doing? Is it still rallying? Well, it's trying. Little shooting star type doji on Friday. So potentially putting in a little bit of a topping sign there. But let's go to the weekly real quick. Nice weekly. So that's all good. Bears are trying to creep in on the daily. They're coming out of the forgotten zone back into the weak zone. Kind of watch this. If they start creeping back above 10 and definitely into the teens, maybe we get some selling pressure. But I would expect this to kind of just lollygag up here between like 22.50 and like 24 pretty much. And that's weighing on the backs too of inflation getting crazy because you already know gold is the inflation hedge. It's the best one, even though equities outperform it, but we're not going to go there right now. Silver. Oh, silver looking nice. Look at that. Above the trend line and above the body from Friday. Hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Very good. Weekly open and close, not quite above all this range, but we do have the potential to do that this week. Man, if silver can close this weekly above 28.20, that would be pretty damn sexy. We might be on our way to $32, y'all, on silver. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Platinum, still just chilling. I mean, it's had a little bit of a rally, but, above 950, though, it still does look very good. And we're getting chrono cross here. Look at that. Ooh, we got the slope creeping up on the 200. Ooh, I like that. Giving us nice push up against this 950 horizontal. That's actually pretty damn sexy for platinum. So, man, that's only 2% risk on the shortest end and 420% risk on the higher end off of this chart. Man, that's actually pretty good entry. There are some ETFs to get exposure to platinum that are fairly liquid. Palladium's the one that's real hard to get exposure to. Unless you got super deep pockets, you can just trade the futures straight up. Don't forget about contango, though. You don't want to hold those too long because they do bleed out from time decay as every month contract rolls through. So just be aware of that. GDX kind of putting in a little topping pattern here. Same over here. Right above the... that's interesting. Right above like real critical zones, too. More so GDX. GDX, I'm sorry, GDXJ. GDX, God, so many G's, D's, and X's. GDXJ actually went pretty damn high. Oh my God, I'm just moving it back and forth. Holy crap. It's Monday, bear with me. GDX actually stretched all the way to the tops way over here. Impressive in the mid 30s. Does look very bullish though above 32. All right, let's go to the blockchain miners. Speaking of miners, see what they look like. Oh, look, they don't even look that bad. Still holding up on their March 20th. Yeah, see, so most of this stuff looks like consolidation. So, which makes total sense. We made a new high before the halving, so it makes total sense to just go sideways into it, right? As everyone kind of digest it, buy the rumor, kind of sell the news thing, sell the news event, whatever. That's kind of what we're seeing play out. Weird. Who would have ever thought that could have happened? Let's see. Core's, ouch. Core's selling off a little bit, though. Oh, nasty chart. Line in the sand at 260s. Don't go below there. And like we did the other day, we took out MicroStrategy from our index, and it really changed the game up. Because, look, these charts almost look the same. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and do it again real quick. Where is it at? Right here. Yeah, if you take it out. Oh, look at that, though. It's still on the trend line. We drew this last week. Beautiful spot for it to stop. All right, liquidation break is the theme of this video officially now. After you say something 14 times, then that's got to be what it is, right? Alrighty, let's see. I think that's probably it. Yep, we're at about 58 minutes. So I got to get going, doing some things. Go take care of the kiddo. Top traded. What's going on? Nothing really going on. We're just in consolidation mode. A little bit of a liquidation break. Nothing too crazy. Watch some of those levels. We need bulls to just kind of do little rallying from here. We don't want too much price acceptance on these lows. That would start to build weekly charts nasty over time. Again, that is going to take time. So it's not going to be like today's candle or tomorrow's candle. You know, it's going to be like this week's of candles. So, but as long as you kind of just stay sideways, which I'm expecting a little bit of a rally into like probably tomorrow and Thursday, and then just go back in the middle of the range and just kind of get past this epic event of the halving that everyone's known about since literally pretty much Bitcoin's inception. One thing I want to say, Dogelings, man, they probably got absolutely destroyed. Let's go look at one. Oh, it stabbed me, dude. What is this, 70%? Yep, off the highs already. But hey, you know, when you pump 300% and you dump 70, I mean, you're still up 30%, so that's not terrible, right? And look where this is stalling at. Higher highs, higher lows. This is still in decent posturing. Liquidation break, baby. All right, much love. I will see y'all on Wednesday for hump day time, hump day analysis. I hope y'all have a great start to y'all's week. And, yeah, that's it. This is No Noiz. I am Z-Rex. Peace.